Greetings, church family. As we prepare to return indoors to in-person worship, we will be asking you to park here in the south parking lot and enter only through the south red door. The door will be braced open for touchless entry. Face masks are required. So as you enter, please make sure you bring yours with you from the car. If not, at this table right here, we will have some for you to use, as well as checking in your attendance. We want to remember that as we come back together to please stay 6 feet apart, use the sanitizer, wear your mask, and of course, if you're not feeling well, we ask that you please stay home and take care of yourself. As we enter the building, please remain 6 foot distance as you come down the hallway, and do not bunch up if you can. As we get to the restroom area here, we want to let you know that we're going to ask you to please be patient. For everyone's safety, one person is allowed in the restroom at a time. So if the doors are open like they are now, then that means that you are welcome to go on and use it and shut the door behind you. And if the door is closed, then you realize that somebody else is in there. So please stay and wait until it is your turn. And that'll be the same with the family restroom. You'll notice that we have sanitation stations. They are automatic. Just stick your hand underneath there and you will get a squirt of hand sanitizer. As you come here to the front, something that's a little bit different and unique is the fact that because of the pandemic and because of cross-contamination, we will not be hanging up coats in our coat racks. So all the hangers have been removed. So that is not a temptation. As you prepare to enter our worship time, you will be greeted by an usher. And here's another one of our sanitation stations to help you remember. One thing to remind you is that during this time of worship, we will be refraining from congregational singing and congregational responsive liturgy. Special music will be provided here, clear up in the front, seated separately and at a safe distance from all of you. The liturgist, if there is one, and myself will also be all the way to the back of the church, up in here by the altar. I will be wearing a face shield to even reduce the amount of droplets in the air. So as you enter, we want to let you know that you will be guided all the way in, and you will pass these narrow tables where you'll be able to pick up an offering envelope if you need one, as well as a pen to fill out a check or fill out an information sheet if necessary. We are remaining touchless, so there is a pile of clean pens. So if once you pick up one of those and use it, we'll then ask you to put it over in the other pen. Joys, concerns, and announcements, please text them to 319-939-4777. And if you have a joy concern that you can't text, you may write it down, and I will pick those up at the end of the service and add them to the week's prayer list. When we take communion elements will be here, and we'll ask you to just take one for each member of the family. There's a wafer in the top and a juice in the bottom, and further instructions will be given. And here is our third hand sanitizer station. As you come in, as you come down the aisle, we will be asking people to move all the way to the front, where you will find an usher that will be directing you to your seat. So those that get there first will be sitting clear to the front. Now the good news is the very front seats will probably be sat in by those that are providing special music or liturgy. And so you won't have to sit in that very front pew. That will be reserved for them. But you will be ushered in and asked to sit on one side or the other. Each row is separated by a pool noodle so that we remain 6 foot apart. You'll also notice there's a pool noodle in the middle, and that is so that if there's a family at one end of the pew or the other, you can judge your distance between you and stay safe. Now the good news is if you're a large family and you take up the whole pew, that is fine. Just put the pool noodle in the front pew in front of you and take up the pew. You can also put your coat in that empty pew that's in front of you. We will then go around to the north side and fill it also from the front towards the back, as well as then the south side, so that our sanctuary is full, and we'll hold between 40 and 50. If we run out of room, we have fellowship hall set up, also socially distanced, with chairs separated and aisles 6 feet apart. As in the sanctuary, we can fill in the spaces between these sets of chairs for a larger family. When worship is over, You will be ushered out, like as in a wedding, one row at a time, starting from the back, and asked to leave. As you leave, and as you exit the sanctuary, you'll notice the blue tub off to the right-hand side. We ask that you place your offering in there, again remaining touchless. As you exit the church, and as you head down the hallway and out to the parking lot, we ask that you continue the flow and keep it going until you reach the parking lot, and don't stop to socialize till you get out in the outdoor air. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this tutorial on how to join us for indoor worship. Now, I know that this will not make everybody happy, but these are difficult times. So I please ask for a little grace, a little patience, and a little Christianly love towards each other as we do the best that we can during this time of pandemic. God bless, and I look forward to seeing you in worship.